Nice. I'm gonna start.
At which time do you, so we are starting already with the
Yeah,
recording.
yeah. But no problem.
All right.
So I don't know how much time we have, but we're gonna make worth of the time we get.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start asking, like from scratch, your name and a little bit of your story with education, can be, or with entrepreneur, or being an entrepreneur. You're starting to be an entrepreneur. You came from being a professor, a teacher, or maybe a student. Start by your name.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm Claus Steinau, and I'm from Germany.
Klaus
And
Steinau, nice name.
yes,
Abbreviation Klaus.
yes, right,
Cool.
right. And yeah, a little bit of the history. I once read an article about design thinking in a magazine for students, and it was showing that it was taught at Stanford in Palo Alto and only for mechanical engineers.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh shoot, it's in Palo Alto and it's only for engineers. But then I found out, no, there was the D school, and they even had a sister institute in Germany.
Cool.
And
Um,
on a fair, I got contact to the professor from there, and I did the 1 year in a 1 hour session with them. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's the way I think. And 1 year later,
nice.
I did a 1 day workshop. And then I asked the professor if it bothers him, if I will teach it in my university, and he said no, and that's how it started.
Oh, cool. Hold it a little bit closer. Perfect. Then, you started like, when have you had the first contact with, like, design thinking, I can say?
This was in 2006 when I read about it.
Oh, when you read it first time.
First time, yes.
And why did you like it? Like
Because
this
it was the
topic?
way I think, like in problem solving and seeing how things can work, and knowing that you will solve it with empathy.
Oh, nice. We use a lot of design thinking, as I said to you, in School King,
Yeah,
my company, but it's not something official. It's like a way, a philosophy that I
yeah,
bring when issues are not being solved and we are doing the same thing all the time. I think it's design thinking,
yeah,
but I'm not a specialist on this topic.
yeah. It's very easy. Like you think about of a double diamond,
Yeah,
and
good.
this picture of a double diamond is like it opens, it starts somehow, and then it's open up. Then you're in the understand and observe phase. Like you get a problem and you start with understand and observe. You want to gather all the information around it and want to dig deep.
Yeah, you mean a double diamond?
Double diamond, like a diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah,
What is a double diamond? Like
yeah,
two
like
diamonds
right.
in
two
the opposite
two diamonds
plug in each other.
like next to each other. I will just quickly paint.
Yeah.
So this is like the so-called double diamond,
Mhm.
as you can
Okay.
see. Like here,
Good.
you read
Ah, I see.
you read from left to right,
Yes.
and in the first diamond, it is the phase of like there's a starting. It starts with a question or with a problem,
Yeah. Cool.
and in the process, you will sharpen this question,
Oh.
and while sharpening it, you follow a method, and the method is 6 steps. And I will also point out the other steps. Like in the beginning, it's just understand. You want to understand, like let's say virtual water. Like how can we reduce virtual water? First of all, you need to understand what is virtual water.
Yes.
Virtual water is the water that is used to maybe produce this piece of paper. How much water is wasted to produce it?
Just
And
waste of water.
you
Okay.
wanna and how much water is used to produce a pair of jeans.
Okay.
And this you call virtual water, but it's not really that gallons are used, but virtually used.
It's a theoretically
Yeah, it's a
amount
let's
or
say it's a
quantity.
currency.
Okay.
A currency, how much waste does it take to produce it?
Yes.
Yes. And with this virtual water scheme, you can easily measure how much it costs the planet that you have it.
Okay.
And when you want to raise awareness for this, you first need to understand, okay, it is like we need to understand there is a cost with it. Like
Yeah.
if I get another pair of jeans, it's not just $49. It also has a cost for the environment. And let's work with a question. We work at Stanford.
The problem is about the water. How much waste of water something is gonna cause or
Right.
generate.
Right. And like this is
Just
first,
solve it.
and you have also different colors of water in this. In the we can dig deeper into it. You talk about with blue water, green water, and also black water.
Yeah.
Like black water, you would claim that is really literally get colored by it. Like let's see, a blue jeans or a black jeans will also get colored, and there's some water that
Yes.
is then in color that you throw away. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to make it very to the point.
I see.
And the question is maybe how can we raise awareness for for this
Water waste.
for waste
Waste.
and wasting water.
Yeah.
And this it will start with this question.
Good.
And then you understand first of all getting knowledge. Okay, how much is it and
Yeah.
whatnot, and which awareness is there right now. Then observe. You talk to people. You see, are they aware of it? Maybe how strong is the awareness?
Yes.
Then at Stanford we found out there's not a lot of awareness for that. And
Yeah.
then you follow the process. I can explain the rest of the process if you want.
Yeah. I'm seeing this. Does this has something to do with like d- di like discording to each other and then getting a common point
Yes.
and then getting different points of views
Yes.
and then bringing them together again?
Yes. And the here you open up, but at a certain point you get a lot of information, and
Diverge, right? Divergent.
you will bring it to a point, like bring it to a certain point of view,
Okay.
and to certain point of views they might
Okay.
work. And from there you're in the point of view stage. You create point of views, and you create how might we question, how might we help, and then you create a question in a specific way. How might we help George,
Yeah.
who is a student at Stanford, to provide a healthy lifestyle and taking care of the environment at the same time?
Okay.
And by having this persona and this point of view, you then you narrowed it down. You identified there are certain people
Yes.
with this point of view, and they at the moment doesn't have a solution. And then we open up, and we had a point of view that we want to have it like more an international view on that.
Yes.
And then you open up again and you shoot ideas and with that you will get a lot of ideas. You open up, right?
Open up. Diverge.
And then you want to
Brainstorm.
You brainstorm,
Yeah.
and then you choose out of a lot of ideas what are the best ideas, and then only one or two you bring to a prototype,
Yeah.
and this you will test. You can test it,
Testing.
like
Good.
showing people, like you make a play out of it, or you really build something, or you program something and show to people and get feedback. This is like the process. And this way is called the double down. Open up, shrink it down,
Oh.
and yeah, and we
Question.
see
Let me see if I get it. Like the first is the problem,
the question and problem. Yes.
question and the problem, and then comes like dive brainstorm on different ideas, possibilities.
No, then first understand. You
Understanding,
get the information. You dig
get
deeper.
their information.
Get all the information you get
Okay,
in a certain amount
like
of time.
longitudinal. I would call it like exploration of the terrain
Right.
to see everything, the bigger picture.
Yes,
And
that's
then
right.
after seeing the bigger picture, you start narrowing it into a point that is testable.
Then you narrate to a like you learned a lot
One,
about people and their insights and their point of view, and
yeah,
then you narrow down to a few or one point of view for which you want to solve it. Like for
okay,
these Jorges at Stanford who want to improve,
yeah,
and if you solve it for him, you solve it for many people around him. But
good.
at that point, you're very specific. You're helping Jorge,
Hmm.
25
Yeah,
years old maybe, and and then it will help others. And we came up with an idea
yeah,
in the end, like to build awareness for water. A single good thing is to redesign the shower,
yeah,
a shower that plays music,
yes,
but always plays music from some playlist of someone who's living in a region with really less access to water,
oh,
and we're playing his playlist to you,
yeah,
and it it gives you a connection to someone who has less water
yes,
in a fun way,
mm,
and also can be programmed that if you shower too long, it plays music you don't like. That you
mm.
know it might turn colder and playing music you don't like.
Oh yeah,
This could
perfect.
be a fun thing, and in
Yeah,
the end, you're even healthy because it's good to have a cold shower
cold
after a long
shower
one.
is better than the warm one,
Yeah,
even though it's difficult, but you give motivation for it. It will solve a problem.
yeah,
Good, good, nice.
and it's a fun way.
And it's a fun way. Yeah, perfect. I think we got the time we had, but we understood a new concept here in this episode, a little
Yeah,
episode. Nice.
nice.
Thank thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Ah, and nice to meet you.
Same to you.
Perfect. Bye.
Bye bye.
Simple as this. Perfect. That's perfect.